What up YouTube, it's Misery Hates Company. In this video, we're going to talk about the brand new patch that just came to the game a couple days ago in Diablo Immortal. Now, I have not made any content on this new patch. I have been playing it, but my family's been sick, my kids have been out, it's been rough around the house. So I finally got a few minutes to make a couple videos. I just want to give you a really quick overview of all the really important things you need to know that are new to this game in this new patch. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Alright, so like I said, we're going to cover all of the massive changes that happened in Diablo Immortal from this patch, but we're also going to go into much deeper detail because this patch is just massive with content. I mean, this was, like, I was a little worried that they weren't going to give us enough stuff to do going into the holiday season because they said we're not going to get another patch until January. There is way too much stuff to do. So first, let's cover some of the hot topics, just top of the line level, high level conversations, and then we'll, in different videos coming in very soon, we will go into great detail on all those specific items. So first things first, let's talk about the new events that just came to the game, because those are always fun. So we do have this one where you can actually send gifts to people. You get rewards for sending gifts. You get one for sending 1, you get one for sending 10, and you get some for sending 20. These are just the regular random gems. So nothing crazy there. And then you also get rewards for receiving them. And then you also get rewards for, you have to receive 50 rewards to get all those. Let me rephrase. You have to receive 50 of the gifts in order to get those maxed out. And there's also this one, which are the under the tree gifts that you get every day. Every day? No. The 17th, 18th, 24th, 25th, 30th. I'm sorry, 31st, the 1st. And yeah, so all the good things here. So these are little presents you get for what, 6 days there around the holidays. We have the Exalted Knight, which is now we just have the ability of basically finishing because we get the challenge task. So I did finish this yesterday. Really straightforward stuff here. This should not take you all that much more time. This is because, what is this? Yeah, Shield of the Hearth. So these are just different things you can get, either another one of these pearls or a legendary crest. Obviously, I need to be working on mine a little bit more. I have slacked behind a bit. The Phantom Market. Now, this did not get received well. This is a 100% pay-to-win event, and as a free-to-play player, this is not something that I'm interested in at all. But basically, you can unlock different cosmetics with the draw chance, but the draw chance is incredibly low. But they entice you, right? They entice the heck out of you. So they show you the different percentages that you're going to be getting all these things. The Sacred Winds set is only 0.2%. Wow. Very low. So, but the set is really cool because it is cross all the different classes. So as you class change, you get to continue with this set. So ideally, you know, if you were to be purchasing cosmetics in the game, you'd save up, I guess, and get one, and then you get all of them kind of thing. But I mean, it looks cool, but honestly, for the amount that they're asking for and the amount that it goes up, it's just way too much. I mean, you can see the different obols here, how much it goes up. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. Someone did the math, and it's about like $100, over $100, which is just absolutely crazy, not worth it in this game. Cosmetics don't play that big of a role. It does do a few extra things, so like the massacre, like when you're on a kill streak, that does pop up with like the same theming. It is just more a deluxe option. Whales will be whales, and you know they can go at it. We got 80 rubles here. We'll just go ahead and roll it. I will likely get this other emote, but we'll see. Oh. Or I could be wrong, and we'll get the cosmetic. We got the Battlefield Brawl armor set. All right, not bad. Never gonna use that. It's also not cool at all. But they're basically the same. I mean, look at these. These are just a different one, and I have this one, but it's in a different version. But then you don't get this without, it's just not worth it to me. So Return to Sanctuary, this is because I took several days off of the game, and I got this for another 2 days, 6 hours. But yeah, that's a thing. Max this out already, and then you do get some additional bonuses, some Chronicles, which I think I've already gotten all of them. Yeah, I don't know. That's a thing. So that doesn't, and then Recruit a Friend is here, which is actually pretty cool. So as you recruit a friend, you get a code you can use. You can copy this code. You can write down this code if you want. You can be my friend, and we can level up together. But there are some requirements. So if you're not brand new to the game, then you can't use this. You do have to be like just started after the 14th, and some other requirements below a certain threshold, which is a really nice motivational way to get more people into the game. So rewards, obviously, as you level up or you get more people to use it, you get all these different little fun things. Not incredibly enticing, which also is kind of good because then people hopefully won't abuse it. because I'm sure you can figure out ways of doing so. And then you get different things for recruiting friends and how many friends you recruit, what level they get to, and then I guess, and then it translates to the rewards. Okay, cool, makes sense. So that's gonna do it for the events. Let's talk about some of the other phenomenal things that are in this update, and some of the things you're gonna want to see in this video. You're gonna want to make sure you watch to the very end, because these are things that if you don't pay attention and you just do what I did and just jump straight into the game, you're gonna miss it. So you're gonna want to watch this video to the very end, even if you've started this already, because obviously this video is a few days old. There are some tips and tricks in this video that you're not going to want to miss out on. So the first one is none other than the guaranteed green that you get on a daily basis. So the guaranteed green is going to be whatever hell level you are set to. Now I'm currently at hell 5. Those of you that have been watching my content know that I am very far behind. So I am actually pretty proud of being at hell 5. I've actually done a decent amount of, okay, it changed my cosmetic. That is not the cosmetic I want on. I want this one, which is what I got from the battle pass last time I, played the game. My current combat rating is 5,800, which is not bad. It's up significantly from what it was previously. And yes, so but by doing so, the biggest increase for me was without a doubt the three of these things that came in the patch. One of them is the guaranteed green. You can't see it right now because I already collected it. But a big tip for this, you have to complete 3 dungeons. That's how you get them. And these do stack. So if you don't play the game for up to 3 days, you do get the option of coming back after 3 days, knocking those out, and then getting 3 set items instead of just the 1, so you don't feel like you have to log in every single day, which really benefits this as being a mobile game, because then you don't feel required to log in, which is one of my biggest gripes with the game, is that I feel like I had to log in every single day at certain times, which doesn't feel good as a mobile game. But outside of the guaranteed greens, which again you get after completing your first 3 dungeons of the day, there also is a dramatic increase, 250% increase to both legendaries and set items when you're below Paragon, and I am greatly below Paragon. Current server Paragon in my server is 398, almost 400. I am well behind that. But yeah, so the other thing you're gonna mention is that just the Legos, legendaries, obviously. I call them Legos, legendaries, whatever. You get so many of them now. So your first 10 bestiaries that you turn in, well, the first set of 10 monstrous essences that turn into a bestiary page will guarantee you a legendary every single day. These are just the legendaries I've gotten today, and there's not even all of them. Like, I haven't played that much today. I played in between doing things around the house, and I've gotten so many. This is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like I said, not even all of them. These pants are also brand new. I got a triple roll. Feel really, really good about this. And this was, chef's kiss, a beautiful staff that I ended up getting, which has helped my my situation dramatically. I think those are the only triple stats that I have, so I feel really, really good about that. That's helping tremendously. I don't think I have many, if any, triple stats. Yeah, I don't have any triple stats. I do need to replace that neck. Oh, the neck is low attributes. Everything else is in that one too is pretty low, that hand. Everything else is in pretty good shape, and then that should help me push to Hell 6, which my goal is to do so by next week, which should also be your goal if you are behind it all, because you don't want to fall too far behind where people start moving on to Hell 7 and you're still in Hell 6. Reason being is that it's going to be increasingly difficult to catch up, not necessarily in the sense of getting legendary items or gear, but finding groups, because that transitions really, really well to, let's go over here to the Helliquary. The Helliquary has changed dramatically, and this is by far the most important thing you're going to do on a bi-weekly basis, because it nets you just so much combat rating. I mean, it's literally crazy how much combat rating you get from it now. So you come over here, it is completely different than what it was. You do get these bonuses, the demonic remains, which can drop several from the same boss. Different ones is what I found, and you can do these on all the different hell difficulties as well as normal. They did change it, so if you want to progress into the next hell difficulty, you do have to beat some of the bosses on this one, which yeah, so this will unlock hell 7. But yeah, so really, really cool stuff here. Obviously, I beat Hell 5, which is why I have unlocked Hell 6. So you have to beat the last boss of that range of Hell 5 in order to move to Hell 6. And then you can see that that last boss down here, combat rating of 8,900, will net me the ability of going into the Hell difficulty. So they've changed how you get into it, but they also made it Paragon locked as well. So I can't, I need to be close to 360 before I can even do this. I think it'll let me. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be able to use, I could go there, but it's not gonna net me enough. It's not gonna be able to give me the equipment that I need. I can't equip the equipment I would be getting from this Paragon or this level difficulty till I reach Paragon level 360. So I'm desperately rushing in order to get to the higher levels. but you still need to do your challenge rifts in order to progress as well to get your loot to that higher difficulty as well. So make sure you're combining the two. Now let's go ahead and just very, very quickly, high level, I will be doing a separate video on the Helliquary because it definitely deserves it. But you have these 5 different options now instead of just the 1 and then the little things at the bottom, or I guess the 4. But they also change, if you go down to Demonic Remains, you can do these and you actually get attributes. So you can roll different attributes as well as amounts for those attributes. This is a triple roll, which is really, really good. You can see there's different ones here. And this is just sheer combat rating bonus. And this is in addition to the combat rating that you get just flat out. So this is just phenomenal. It does also get all these different buffs from the for challengers, which is great. And you still need to upgrade them. You're going to see that you can still have the Hellfire Scoria, which is you're not going to get basically anywhere anymore, but it does combine them when you upgrade them. That's why I don't have any. I did my last upgrade from level 21 to level 22 and combined the 2 that I had. And now what you're going to be looking for is the Void Blood Slag. But again, I'm going to cover all the Helliquary changes in a different video because trust me, there's a whole lot of fine tips they can do along the process on a bi-weekly basis to really min-max your bonus from this. So I will cover that in a different video. Moving on, let's cover some of the shop items here. So they did change a few things. They did add a limited time boon of the Progontis. If you remember my previous video, I completely butchered the name. That's a thing in here. So what's $25.99, 200% value. Again, not something I'm going to be picking up as a free-to-play player. Well, you know, now a free-to-play player. But you do get a decent amount of stuff here. You get one of the new 5-star gems, which we'll cover in a little bit. To the 2-star one, and at the 14th day, you do get the 5-star one, which is not bad. Some keys, some gems, some legendaries. So, you know, for the whales out there, it's pretty massive value. So if it's there and you're interested, then there you go. What else? Cosmetics. They did come out with this Kraken skin, which is pretty sick looking. I'm not gonna lie. For 1,000 of the what are they called? Eternal orbs. Somebody made the comment, I want to say on Reddit, that this was like a oh gosh, who was that bad? Like not a bad guy, but like it was a German folk tale character. Oh, it's gonna kill me. But yeah, put it in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about. But if someone said it was a shout out to that. But yeah, so interesting skins here. It's not the collector form, so you only get the the one option there. Services, they did change. They I guess did add a second Prodigy's Path. So this was the first one, now the second one. Obviously, there's just a ton of value in this. It's just the free option. That's which is what I'm doing. For the whales, there's keys and orbs here, which you can use for more eternal orbs. But you're gonna want to be focused on this because this is just free. Whatever level you're at is what it's gonna drop for. So I'm at Hell 5, so I'm getting Hell 5 gear from it. Again, I hope to be getting to Hell 6 here in the near future, so I can really unlock some of these. That's gonna help tremendously. Obviously, not that far. But when I do get to Hell 6, it's going to help push that a little bit farther, which will obviously do the same for you. So make sure you come in here and click on these. It is totally free once you get to Paragon level 320. Moving on, the boon of plating has not changed. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Materials. Yeah, everything else is the same here. I don't think there's any changes. Really just the limited time offer is the biggest change there. Okay, moving on. So there are new legendary gems, which I talked about. There's actually 5 of them, 1 1-star, 2 2-stars, and 2 5-stars. They're very interesting. I'm going to cover them in a different video once I hopefully get a couple more of them. I have 1 right now, but I do want to play with them a little bit more before I give you a real breakdown of how good or bad they are. First one is the 1-star gem, the Heart Stone, which increases the duration of your shields by 16%, increases the chance of the magic find whatever. Your shields absorbed also reduce the duration of loss and control effects, which is kind of meh, but that's a thing that they added to that gem. All right, so the next gem is the Volatility Shard, which is going to be giving you, once you defeat an enemy, you trigger a volatile explosion, dealing 30% base damage, plus 365 damage to all nearby enemies. Cannot occur more often than 1 every 6 seconds. And then your damage is increased by 2% for 2 seconds after an explosion occurs, unlocks level 3. So that one's not bad, actually. That one actually is really, really good for a 2-star gem. Curse Sling, which is the you have a 15% chance when attacked to release a burst of light that blinds all enemies, reducing their vision and causing total loss of control for 1.3 seconds. Cannot occur more than once in every 20 seconds. Deal 3.5% increased damage to blinded enemies. Unlocks to rank 3. So again, not bad. It does require you to be attacked, which is a little meh, but it is what it is. All right, moving on to the 2 5-star ones. We have the Hellfire Fragment, which is again a 5-star gem. Using a skill, conjures 3 Hellfire Blazes around you to seek out enemies within 6 yards, exploding on them, dealing 45% base damage plus 510 damage to all nearby enemies. Cannot occur more often than 20 seconds. And then enemies struck by multiple Hellfire Blazes take 12.5% additional damage from subsequent hits. This is really good because usually it's the opposite, where if you get hit by the same thing more than once, you actually get a lower amount of damage from it. But this is really good. Probably one of my favorites so far, but we'll go, like I said, go into it in a different video. Last but not least is a concentrated will. Using a dash skill, calls a guardian angel to your aid, unleashing a blast of holy light in your direction, dealing 55% base damage plus 547 damage to all enemies in its path. Cannot occur more often than once every 6 seconds. It is a straight line, but when the guardian angel returns to the high heavens, it blesses you, increasing your damage and movement speed by 4% for 2 seconds. Again, probably the 2 best stats overall that you want in a legendary gem combined into one. So really, really nice there. Moving on, so, we already talked about the Helliquary, talked about the legendary gems. Let's talk about the new Paragon trees really, really quick. So there are 3 brand new ones. We have Massacre, Brawler, and Duelist. So I won't go into very much details, but the Massacre is basically intended for those high kill streaks. It gives you additional bonuses based off your high kill streaks. Brawler is more of a defensive path that, you know, it's just kind of meh, I'm not gonna lie. So it reduces the loss of control. Primary attacks that damage elites within 2 yards grant you stacks of close quarter combat, which reduces your damage taken from elite monsters. But again, as you know, you're not going to be getting that close, so it's really not something I would prioritize over some of the other options. And then last but not least is the Duelist. This one could be good for like bosses. Using skill while in combat increases the damage you deal to monsters by 1% for 10 seconds. Bloodthirst stacks up to 5 times, so it's an additional 5% attack, which isn't bad. Damage increased by 2%, just flat 2% increased damage when this is obviously active. And then when Bloodthirsty, okay, yeah, so basically just increases your damage to monsters. PvE very much. If you wanted to really min-max your build in your Challenge Rifts or even Elder Rifts, if you wanted to switch to this when you fight a boss, it could be good. But again, overall, not one I would prioritize over some of the other ones. Again, I'm going to cover all of this in a different video because there's some really phenomenal min-maxing you can do in order to get a ton of stats from these new Paragon trees. Last but not least is obviously probably the biggest one that everyone talks about is Stormpoint. Stormpoint is unlocked at Hell 3, and it is just a absolute, let's go to the shanties. It's just an absolute beautiful zone. There was no new dungeon added at this time, but I cannot wait to hopefully get a dungeon themed around this zone because this zone is truly beautiful. They did such a good job here. I'm going the wrong way, lol. So it's very water-esque themed, with, you know, pirate-esque, you know, we're in the shanties. But yeah, it's just really, really nice. And I'm loving the theming of this zone. You can see, like I said, the water going through the little city here. Just really, really nice. And they just did a great job with all the artwork. And the storyline, I'm not going to spoil anything in this. I have completed it, but it is a very interesting and good one. Some predictable parts, others not so much. The bosses are very rich. And if you look at some of the different people you're going to be fighting, it gets pretty gory, even for a Diablo game. Like, I mean, people in cages that are like morphed into the cage and they're like crawling after you. It gets pretty intense. Won't lie to you there. I am hitting the wrong buttons, usually playing on, not usually playing on mouse and keyboard. But yeah, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below which of these items or new things into the game that you want me to cover first, and I will make a video on that. I do plan on covering as much as possible, and I'm curious what you guys want to see first, so let me know. And without further ado, lock it in.